Hello all the students, hope you're doing very well. So in this module of HTML coding, we will be learning about the forms. What are forms and how do we actually use the different forms in different websites? So any form that we create in HTML is basically used to collect the input from the end user. Whatever input we collect is actually sent to the server for processing. As an example, let's say there is a company who's doing a survey to see how many magazines are read or what category of magazines of that company are read by different students. So what they will have? A form which takes the name of the student, the age of the student, the interest of the magazine or which magazine they are reading, and click on the submit button. So what we can see on this particular form, there are some controls, there are some labels, there are some text fields and a button on click of which whatever inputs have been given in the input or basically the text field is submitted all the way to the server. So this input, whatever we collect, is sent to the server for processing. So this is how a form is used on a web page. Whenever we have to create a form, we need to make sure that we are sure with the different tags which will be used in a form. So like in tables, I gave you a list of tags that we will be covering, with which we covered in this module also. Let me give you a quick syntax and the tags that we will be using. So the very first tag that we use is called as the form tag. A form tag basically defines the table or tells what kind of form are we going to create. So this is how a form tag is used. And then we have got a input tag which tells the user that we are going to enter some information in our form. Now this input can be in the form of a text box, it can be in the form of a radio button, it can be in the form of a checkbox, or it could be a submit button or a normal button which just receives the informations and does not submit the form. So these are the different fields. So if case, let's say we are using the text attribute, we will use input type is equal to text. And let's say if we are using the information for the radio button, we will use input type is equal to radio. Similarly, we'll follow the same syntax for the checkbox, submit button or a normal button. So when we start the next module, we will be looking at the application of these. But in this module, we have looked at what is a form. A form is basically object on the web page that you are creating, which helps the user to enter the information. A form normally have different controls, and the most important control is the submit button, which takes all the inputs from the user and submits the same on the server. So for now, goodbye. In the next module, let's start looking at the application of all these controls one by one. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.